How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Pitty's podcast. I'm your host, Pittman, and today I got a special guest, and I'm glad to have him on. And after all these years of not talking to you for all these times, as we just had a brief conversation about it, um, Josh, one of my good cousins. I wish I was more close with, but nah. But
As life happens, brother, you
life
know how it goes.
happens. Fucking
As
so
long
many
as we can catch
obstacles.
up and do this every now and then, that's
Hundred
that's the main
percent.
thing.
That's what I love to do about these podcasts because I'm kind of expanding it now. And
Yeah,
as people saw from everyone from my school asking, "Oh, why are you doing a podcast? Oh, that shit's cringe and stuff." I was like, I have a meaning behind it and stuff, and why.
anyone who uses the word cringing stuff, don't take their fucking advice. They're gonna be the biggest fucking douchebags ever,
Yeah,
and
no,
then
I just
people
hate
probably
the
too
word.
scared
It's
to pull the
yeah,
trigger on their own
yeah.
dreams.
That's why I hate the word cringe. Is like, what do you mean by cringe? Is like that's what I want to do. I want to bring people from my life and tell their experiences on how they perceive life and certain moments and stuff. And even with my friends, the first, I'll give you the link to my YouTube thing, Josh,
Yeah,
after
sweet.
this. And for the first 10 podcasts was just me and my friends just talking about moments and memories and school and shit, just funny
Yeah,
shit. But only a couple of, I think the last five of them were pretty much serious.
yeah,
And I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to expand and kind of bring different audiences and kind of talk about more serious topics and just you
yeah,
know
man. Just get different perspectives and that.
yeah, because
I
like
think that's the main thing
mm,
that attracts people to podcasting is it's not like. It's not like you need to be an expert on anything or something like
mm,
that. It's just you need to have a kind of an open conversation. Like you can't
yeah,
be uh, closed to having an open discussion about something.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Where I don't know, like cringe. You know, what do they call it again? Cringe what?
It's like fucking cringy or cringe-worthy or some shit like
Cringe,
that to
I
say.
thought cringe worthy. I was gonna say cringe worthy. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. But like that, I don't know about you, but like 96.1 and like the 104.1, like those radio stations, that shit is cringe conversations. You know what I mean? Because it's so
Yeah,
fake and forced.
yeah,
It's hard to fucking swallow. It's hard for
yeah,
the ears to swallow. But
yeah.
yeah, just as long as you're having like an interesting conversation and
Mm.
just an honest one, I think you'll be sweet, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because I just
And you
want
know
to.
enough different
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Because I know a lot of interesting characters and stuff, and even if I want it to be a fun podcast or just want a one-on-one, just honest talk about certain topics and stuff, and that's why people ask me why do I do it. I just want to. Well, generally, people have heard me say this with the YouTube channel and shit. Why do I want to do this? Is because I want to leave something behind. Just say if
A
anything
hundred
happens to
percent,
me,
man.
because people that go on with their lives, they're kind of not really leaving things behind, and that's totally fine. But for me, I feel like I want to leave something behind, in the future when I'm gone or whatever. Like in 20 years, I might see this podcast again and see how much I've grown as a
Yeah,
person.
exactly. Well, that's kind of it's something you're putting out into the ether that you can pluck back again later. It's
Exactly. I kind of
leaving your
express
permanent
myself.
imprint.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I really want. And when I get older and I want to kind of do like a video podcast and stuff and just want to I kind of want to do it as a side hobby and just just to kind of grown as a person while doing it. Talking
That's
to
kind
people
of the whole.
honestly. Yeah.
That's the whole thing, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're doing the right thing, and that's the first step is actually doing it. Then listen to people who say, "Why are you doing something?" You should.
Yeah.
The fact that you're doing something that's good enough. Those
Yeah.
people don't have energy or probably big enough brains to be able to pull this shit off themselves.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
just got to get it rolling. I've been following podcasts for the past 10 years plus. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
since 2010. All you got to do is pull the trigger and get it rolling, and you'll gather a following. There's people who want to hear what you got to say,
Yeah.
like, and that's there's an audience for every conversation. There's an audience for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because like this isn't much of a fancy podcast. It's like I could say it's a bit like a discussion sort of group, but at the
Yeah,
same time, it's like I want it to be like a full-on podcast and just something to do well every once in a while and or consistently and again just getting people that I love and just see what their dreams and aspects are and
yeah,
if they have any problems they can speak to me about and stuff and that's what I love about doing podcasts, especially at this time when, COVID-19 and shit, people are more prone to, stay indoors, and they kind of want to do shit because you're seeing more.
They want
Yeah,
something to listen to. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
exactly. And more people that are, I think, celebrities and shit, when they stay at home, they're more prone to be doing a podcast, because a lot of, celebrities now are doing podcasts now because of the whole COVID stuff, because they're staying at
And not
home.
just that. Okay, what the fuck have celebrities been doing for the past 10 years? That's so fucking interesting. I want to listen about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what's Red Foo the fuck been doing that I'm gonna be giving a shit if he does a podcast? Like these people, they're outdated now.
Yeah,
That whole system is flawed and it's redundant because you used to have to look at you now. You say you want to leave an imprint, an
yeah,
impression for like someone in the future to listen to.
yeah,
That's kind of why I wanted to start doing podcasting and that as well.
yeah,
And it's something that before, like 10 years ago, no, I'd say 10 years ago, it was just the fundamental stages where people were like, it's a crazy idea. Now
yeah,
people actually respect it when you say I'm doing a podcast. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
It's not like you're just some fucking douchebag sitting in your room talking to a microphone by yourself.
yeah,
Even though that's kind of what it is.
yeah.
But
It's pretty much,
you got
yeah,
something
yeah,
interesting to say. The fact
yeah,
is that's all Kyle and Jackie O are doing, except they're doing it in $1 million room in the fucking city.
mm,
And quite frankly, I don't think they got anything that interesting to talk about. Well, Kyle was homeless when he was 15 fucking years old. Big shit. You've been a millionaire for how long? I need someone else I need to listen to who actually lives life. You know what I mean? And that's
mm,
what people are hungry for.
yeah.
They want people they can relate to, not fucking, I don't know. I don't even know who's out there.
Yeah, all the new
Yeah,
fucking,
anyone, if you're
yeah.
on The Voice, I don't want to hear your voice. If you're on The Voice, I don't want to hear it.
Because I
Fucking
feel
Delta
like
Goodrum, what the fuck?
it's just I feel like it's kind of unfair if you already have a platform like doing Hollywood movies, and you're kind of like overlapping the people that want to do podcasts, and you
Yeah,
already got a
let's
following.
stomp on the little
Like,
guy and let's
yeah,
just
they
steal the
already
podcast
like
attention as well.
like as I said, for people like just say Dwayne Rock Johnson. I think he's a good actor and stuff, but if he joins a platform like YouTube, he's already got a following that's already got a sub to him and everything. He's already got a
Yeah,
following that's gonna follow
exactly.
him,
Yeah,
nonetheless, for just him being Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
yeah.
And I just feel like it's unfair when it comes to that stuff. But
But at the end of the day, it's like those people kind of they have a shallow attraction to it. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
the people that will you'll gain a following of are people who like the genuine article of things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The people who follow The Rock, they love selfies and flexing in the mirror and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yep, yep,
people
yep,
grow up and they grow out of it. The podcast I've been listening to for 10 years, and like I'll pay to listen to those dudes. You know what I mean?
yeah. Who?
You couldn't force me to pay money to listen to Carl Jackie or I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
who's doing a
definitely.
podcast, Akmal Sali or some shit like that. Like
Yeah.
Aussie comedy is so dog shit. It makes me sick.
Oh yeah. Recently, it's been all shit. Everything on the radio station and stuff. Everything's just nah. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. On
Yeah,
to
it's not
what's
real,
yeah,
and that's the one thing that's kind of making this whole thing fall apart is that people want the real article, and they know that all that system produces is fake shit. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
TV, radio, they make you jump through a whole bunch of obstacles to try and get there. They tell three-quarters of people they're not good enough, and then the ones
hmm
that they say are good enough are dog shit, and no one really likes them. And the only reason people start liking them is because they're all over radio and TV.
yeah,
So I'm loving this kind of it's like an underground revolution when it comes to entertainment,
yeah. 100%.
and this it's like it's our version of the French Revolution, I think, but it's entertainment
It's a
based.
good way to put it. It's a good way to
Yeah,
put it.
that's it.
100%.
And it's just the real are gonna the cream's gonna rise to the top as it always does.
Yeah. Because
So don't worry about the Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You just got to keep being
yeah.
true to what you want to do.
Exactly, because always people ask me, because I've got a lot of people that like usually because okay, sorry, the way when I started it, my friends helped me, gain a little bit of a following. It's not that much, but at the same time, I'm not really looking for subscribers. I'm just want to put myself out there and kind of,
Yeah,
not only do I want other people to listen, I kind of want to help myself and
you
grow
just want
as
to
I'm
create
part of this.
content and
Yeah,
yeah,
because I just want
and
to leave
learn
something
from
behind.
it.
It's pretty straightforward. Because usually when people want to create a channel, they want a following, they want the clout and shit, as what they call it now.
Yeah,
And that's not me. I just want to be a person that, okay, is that some kid? Oh yeah, Pittman. Sorry, Matthew. He's some kid that was in my school. Like, he's doing a podcast now. Like, yeah, I just want to be that type of person, and just I want you to come on to my podcast, or just anyone, like just anyone, just to have a decent conversation, just to make memories, really. And
yeah.
That's what I do with, because I play video games and shit on my YouTube stuff. Just if it makes someone laugh, I guess that's fine, 100%. But
And
if
that's what it's about, man. You're giving something. You're giving something to the world instead of, I don't know, just fucking consuming from it.
yeah, exactly. And it's just I just I because I started 3 years ago, and I've had joy making it after all that. It used to be stupid
Uh-huh.
compilations of games and stuff, and
Yeah.
only early last years when I started making one with my boys and just talking about experiences at school. Because at Ride Secondary, my school was a bit of a shit show, but it was a lot of memories and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty much what I would say on why I made a podcast. And
It's good.
now that kind of gives you a brief description, Josh, of because I know you haven't watched any of my shit.
Nah, I didn't know you had shit out there, cuz.
Nah,
Made me
yeah.
feel better. This is a good thing now. I get to see what you're doing. I'm gonna go on there, check out some of your
Yeah,
streams.
cause like
You know
some
what
of
I mean?
because
Get to
it's
see what
just
you're making
like
there.
it's just mucking around with games, but like when you got my podcast, that's like the real me. That's like I'm playing games, I might say stupid shit, that's just
Yeah.
the whole fun of it. But when I'm in the podcast, it's
Yeah, you're
you
just
get the
genuine
best out of me.
uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I'm glad to let you know, because for me, like, I kind of don't want to, I want to advertise myself, but I kind of don't want to say, oh, everyone follow me please and stuff. Like, I'm not the type of
You don't want to
person.
sell yourself.
I
You
don't want to,
you want to, yeah, you
like,
want a following
it's
still.
hard to explain because it sounds like I don't want my channel to get out there, but I kind of don't want to. I don't know how to explain, but kind of I'm not like boasting, but I kind of like don't like to like. Kind of hard to explain, Josh. On how.
Don't be scared of the success that you want. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah,
shy away from the success you want. If not, you will never. You won't get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like me, I was dancing on this podcast shit for like 5 years. Me and my mates recorded heaps. We
Mm.
had shit sitting in the can, and we never put it out there. And then it became outdated, and now we constantly have to update. I
Yeah.
haven't even put a proper episode out yet. If you've done better than that in the past 3 years, you're killing it. You're doing better than most people with big ambition. And I've got,
You need to send me your fucking podcast, Josh. I never knew you had one
so,
either. Cause just
yeah, no, that's
send it to
something
me
to.
after this, and then you can see and all that stuff. But
I'm dragging you on mine. You're
yeah,
getting
great.
stuff on
I'll
mine now.
love to come onto yours and stuff,
Look,
and of course,
that's what I mean. Look, see, you
it's the best
started
I can do.
your thing started the fire.
Because I just really, that's why I said I love when I want my mates, because my mates are other YouTubers as well. They make like the typical gaming funny shit and stuff. Like, good for them. I want to motivate them to make videos, because I leave something behind because once it's all done and over, what do you leave behind? Except for famous actors and all that stuff that
Yeah,
all that stuff and I take joy of that. And a lot of my friends have motivated me to make a podcast, and they thoroughly enjoy it. I'm glad that they do, and really, yeah, I'm glad, Josh, I got you on, and because I
I'm glad
know,
to be on.
yeah, I'm glad because I know you're an interesting character, and you're generally just a good bloke, and I loved seeing
Cheers.
you, because I know you, I don't know, like it was Blade's party. It was 2 years ago, 2018. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
And
about two
just
years ago.
nah, but I've already seen you from all these times when I was a little kid and shit. It was
Yeah,
just
it's always on and off. Like,
yeah, it's always on and off because
there's big stories there.
because we got a
That's
because we got a huge family. It's
yeah, that's
pretty.
it.
It's like it's fucked because because I thought since I'm half Filipino, Filipino families are fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like is oh you're my cousin? Oh my god, I didn't know that. But like with my Australian family in Australia, it's fuck. It's because you got a mix of Aboriginal, you got a mix of
Yeah,
Italia,
man.
you got fucking everything, bro. It's amazing. I love that,
Yeah.
and it's just that's why I wish I gave more time, and that's what I want to do. When
You're
I'm
doing the right
older,
thing.
I want to kind of reach out to people that that saw me when I was young, and kind of like I loved I just always want to see Blade engage. I missed those boys a lot.
A hundred
Um,
percent.
I was thinking about getting engaged on a podcast because he's been talking to me recently, and I know we got things in common because we
Man,
did.
he'll be keen 100%. Gage
Yeah,
is one good little kid.
yeah, because I
He's
love
got his
that
head
kid
screwed on.
because I was there for him when unfortunately when his
Yeah,
dad passed
everything went
away,
down.
and
Yeah,
he was there when my brother passed away. It was
yeah.
just I just feel like he was just one of
You
those key
connected in those
people.
vital
Yeah,
times.
exactly. And when I saw you and all that stuff when I was younger, I always remembered you when you had hair. That's all I remember with Josh. You had curly
Yeah.
ass hair, and I just remember all the family gatherers, and I think it was always Boxing Day. I think we always got together. I
Yeah, man.
think
Yeah, the
it was
boxing day was a big
Elise
thing,
and
man.
all the other family. God bless them. But I'm glad to have you on. So let's get this started, Josh. All right.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, shoot.
So first question is, how has COVID-19 changed your current lifestyle? Like the way you move and the shit that you do?
It's, aside from killing the work, which I'm kind of appreciative for,
Yeah.
it's obviously makes you a bit more sedentary. Like no one's, you're not going out as much. Like usually I just float around just for the sake of floating around. Where now I kind of lock myself in a bit more, just because I don't know. Fuck risking it, even if it is some government conspiracy
Mm,
bullshit. I wouldn't put it past them from releasing some real shit.
mm.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
A lot of people
it's
don't look
hard to
after
believe.
themselves out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's hard to believe what's going on and like if the government's telling the truth and shit. And
Well, I reckon there definitely is like a sickness out there. I don't think it's as bad as they say it is, but I think
mm,
there is something out there. But
mm.
they definitely government never lets a good disaster go. They don't they take advantage of any catastrophe. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. They've done it from previous events and shit, so yeah,
That's
it's
their famous. It's their famous game plan. They love doing it.
yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, for me, how COVID changed me, yeah, exactly. Same for work and just everyone's like, I mean, I miss going out with the boys and stuff. I mean, I know that's slowly coming back and shit. Because this year was all about for me to work, get money, have fun with the boys, and then next year get ready
Hmm.
for TAFE and shit. Get ready for my
Yeah,
passion. And but of course, with everyone's in the same boat. Some people have lost their jobs, some people need help, and it's just it's a terrible time, because 2020 was fucked for everyone because we just recovered from the bushfires and shit, and
yeah.
some people have already forgot about the bushfires, which is
Uh,
upsetting, and
yeah, the world's got the like fucking ADD when it comes to attention span.
exactly,
There's
yeah, like people
it's
completely forgot
retarded.
about it, and then some people that still don't even have their homes till this day, and most of the fundraiser money still hasn't came to them yet, and
Oh yeah, those
that
fundraisers loved running a good
yeah
scam on that
yeah
bushfire. Fuck
exactly,
me.
it's just
St. Vincent's. Who else was it?
Was it not
The Red
Salvo? The
Cross,
Red Cross.
Salvos.
Yeah, it's
They were
just
all
it's
all of them were
fucked.
all about skimming off the top of that shit.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard they
just
only gave
fucked.
like 5% of what they collected.
Yeah, because like
Less.
all the fucking celebrities and shit started, throwing the money to, donos and stuff, giving it out to the people that, lost their homes. But again, most of the money have been taken from all the fucking, fundraisers and shit. And it's hard to believe on who you want to give the money to, who the right people to give it to, so you can guarantee for the people that didn't have their homes and stuff. And it breaks your heart, and
Yeah.
just the harsh reality that you can't really, as much as it's bad to say that it's hard to donate to charity in certain places. Like, am I
I stopped
guaranteed and
donating to
stuff?
charity fucking like 15 years ago because of this shit, and let's just prove that
Yeah,
again and
exactly.
again. If you
And
want to
just
go do something good, go do it by your own hands.
like
You
I
know what
rather
I
do
mean?
like physically, like help out the homeless. Like I rather do that. To be honest, I would love to do that instead of
Yeah.
actually on an online link and just send money over to one account or something like that. Like, how do you guaranteed? Like, how am I
It's getting
guaranteed
there.
to
You
get
know it's
that?
not getting there.
No,
It's
it's
going to
definitely
some
not. No,
dude's
definitely
beluga
not.
caviar while he's sitting in the
Exactly.
hot
So, yeah,
tub.
some cunt from somewhere else is gonna get the money. It's
Yeah.
fucked. It's just ah man. It's just no comment to that. I'm disappointed that shit happens like that. But I guess that's just how the world is now, and people love making money. In those terms of things. Um, what have I missed, Josh? The past 2 years since I've haven't seen you. What have I missed? What have I missed? Any
What's been
huge
happening?
things? Yeah, what's been
I'm I'm try,
happening?
I'm trying to think. Just I kind of fucked up, and I went full steam at when I was younger. I tried working. I tried to beat the system early,
Mm,
trying to like hustle my way into getting rich quick, which is really hard. It's kind of the hard way is the right way. You got
mm,
to work hard, and it pays off. That's
yeah.
kind of the go. And even though I danced around it for a bit, it took me up until I was about 29 to really work out what I
Mm,
wanted to do and where I wanted to be going with things. So, like, I don't know, man. I've just been last 2 years of keeping my head down, kind of doing the construction game.
mm-hmm.
I was going because I spent a lot of time with Uncle Dom and
Yep.
that, like, in the mid 20s, like I was just floating around, like a lot of just bush trekking and surfing and
Mm,
just going fishing with him, and that was a lot of time finding myself in that. And so I had plenty of time to relax and enjoy myself and expand
mm,
the mind. And so now I was just having to put the crunch down and get the career sorted. So I've
yeah.
just been doing construction rigging, putting up
Mm-hmm.
hoists and on fucking apartment buildings in the city,
Hmm.
and trying to get my business sorted. I was just started a little food trailer,
Oh,
like a
really?
food van. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Just don't have to go for any more job interviews. One thing, job interviews don't end up getting easier or better as you
Oh,
get
yeah,
older. They
yeah.
just suck dick even harder every
Yeah,
time.
it's fucked. It's fucked the job
I fucking
applications
hate
and
it.
stuff, and I hate those stuff. Yeah, with recent
Yeah.
things that I've applied to and shit in there. I know what you mean by that, but a food truck, damn, bro.
Yeah, man. So I've been cooking since I was a kid, and
Mm,
it's just something I've always been good at.
yeah.
And I got the qualification to kind of cook,
Yep.
so I just thought, why not? Instead of going to like cook for someone else, I just kind of put the money down, and got the trailer
Damn.
sorted, and
So
now I'm just
is it
trying to.
you and a couple of other people,
No, man,
or
it's just me running
just
solo.
you, bro?
I used
Fuck.
to when I like in my early 20s, I started a lot of businesses.
Mhm.
Like I've dabbled in a lot of shit, and so
Mhm.
I started a lot of businesses when I was younger with friends and
Yep.
all that, and there always ends up being a drama. It's better to stand on your own feet to do anything,
Yep.
really. So as easy as
100%.
it is, like it's always an easy answer to have someone else there to kind of take the pressure off, but
Mm.
it ends up being harder in another way. Like the pressure will find its way of getting to you,
Yep.
and so like I had some good business partners as well. Like one of my best friends, Dom, I started my first business with. Um, he was like one of the best business partners, but it's just timing and life gets in the way, and
Yep. 100%.
you know what I
100%.
mean? One person's more than the other sometimes, and it's the other way around the others, and you just got to find a balance. But I just realized it's better to just walk your own path.
Mm.
And so I've just been getting that shit sorted at the moment. Trying to
Yeah.
save up to get a house, which I
All
should have
right.
been doing
Yeah.
when I was
It's
your
good.
age. Start
Yeah.
putting money away, Matty.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Because houses, like, they cost obviously they cost a lot now. I
A
mean,
lot. Are you? What the fuck's wrong? What's your perception of
with when it comes to
a
housing,
lot?
with housing.
House for me for like 280, 300,000.
Damn, because like yeah, because
Yeah, man.
if you live in Ryde, it's fucked. Like Ryde is
Oh,
like
right. Forget about it.
yeah.
I don't even look near the city. How much is the house next door to you? One point something million,
Oh yeah, probably because
and the rest.
with my nan and pop and shit, like they've had this house since like since they were young and shit. So they've had this for solid ground, but like all the houses around us have been done up and shit. So I could imagine it,
Yeah,
but they're like East Ryde is supposed to be like a kind of like a an older folk place, and everything is still kind of looking like what it was like 40 years ago, but only started recently. People started selling their land, and all these rich Chinese people and our neighbors built fucking big houses and shit, so it just looks totally different now. But
yeah,
nah, fair
man.
dinkum, mate. It's gonna
Well,
be
it's kind of like
fucking yeah.
that's what happened to Maroubra. That's what
Mm.
happened to Maroubra. That's what happened to Newtown.
Yeah, it's just it's fucked. I mean, like, I
That's what
mean,
happens to everywhere. If you're close to the big smoke, the money gets more expensive,
yeah, yeah,
and that's what they worked out for. Those working class suburbs like Ryde and all that. You got
yeah.
no room left when rich cunts come to town, and unfortunately, the fucking Chinese got a lot of money. The Indians all work together and they get a whole bunch of money up and they can buy some shit.
Yeah,
The one
pretty
thing
much,
Aussies
yeah.
don't do is work together hard.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
The one thing
Yeah.
these ethnics do when they come in is they all fucking arm over the shoulder and they band up as a team
Yeah, they're
and they'll put their
fucking
money in the
they're
same hat
ready.
and they'll work
It's
together to
fucked.
keep getting until they dominate.
Exactly. They want the
Yeah,
fucking
bro, and they know what
land.
hard is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
they're just they're
they
prepared. It's
come
like they're
from
prepared.
countries. They come from
Yeah.
fucking
It's
yeah.
they're good with the
Well,
money.
when you come from a country where they burn kids' eyes out and make them beg for money on the street,
Mm, yeah.
like, what's the worst that can happen here? You end up on the dole? Like, fuck me.
Yeah.
This is paradise. They're living the dream.
Yeah,
Even
it's
if they've got to do three
paradise.
jobs
Fucking
and work 20 hours a day,
Centrelink
they
is
love the life
so keen and shit with all
all
that.
day.
Like we're just fortunate to have a system like that.
Well,
Even
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. We got a safety net. Like, people don't understand how fortunate they are. And a lot of arrogant Aussies think, like, they've kind of got the right, they're entitled to it, where it's like, no, you're just fortunate enough to fall out of your mum on this patch of land. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's the only
Yep.
fucking difference between you and any other bloke.
Mm. Yeah, it's fucked when it comes to that. But yeah, again, with the most Asian populations and stuff, they fucking know
It's
what they're
just got
doing.
to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
our
You're
parents
breaking up a
on the
bit.
right
Yeah,
in the right
yeah,
patch of land.
yeah. All right.
Because no one told our fucking great grandparents it was a good idea to come here.
Oh yeah,
And
exactly.
your great grandfather, he's your auntie and uncles about that. You know a lot about your grandfather.
With my pop, yeah, I know he's got a lot of fucking, extended
Is that
families and
John?
stuff, and Uncle John and shit. Yeah,
You
I,
know a bit?
I know
Has
a
he had it
tiny.
hard? You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
nothing's fucking easy.
yeah, nothing's easy, and yeah, I remember Uncle John spending like his
So
last
that's what I
year
mean.
with
You
him.
just got to kind
He's
of.
a great guy. Yeah, I know all that stuff with all them, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it gets complicated. You call it Josie. Josie's my grandmother.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I call her.
So
She's like,
Josie's your auntie, isn't
yeah,
it?
she's my
It all
dad's
mixes
auntie, but
around the
she's my
family tree. It's
auntie.
hard to
So
explain.
so it's
But
hard. Yeah, it's
yeah, at
fucked.
the end
Yeah,
of the day, you just got to
yeah,
fucking
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, she Auntie Jo is one of the
a
most
great
loveliest
auntie,
people.
great
Yeah,
auntie. Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
call her
that's why I get all
she's like my second
confused.
grandmother practically to me because she always texts me and always checks up on me. She's the most loveliest person in the world, man. God bless her. So next question. And Josh, do you think things are gonna get
Yeah.
back to normal in a couple of years? Do you think everyone's just gonna forget this whole Rona shit, or do you think there's gonna be like precautions or like what is gonna come out of all this once everything is done when it comes to Corona?
I reckon it's just going to be kind of the same thing as 9/11. It's just going to be more civil rights are going to be taken away, more like uh, what is it? Like safety protocols.
Hmm.
What would you call them? Not security measures, just like fail-safe measures. What they'll
Mm.
call them. We put in place like all this app tracking
Oh
and all
yeah,
this shit. Like just complete civilian. It's going to turn into a police state
yeah, exactly. I think they're gonna.
slowly and surely. And I don't think they're not gonna backpedal.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just feel like they're just gonna kind of try to be a lot more serious when it comes to letting certain people in different in our countries and stuff. I just feel like they're gonna kind of stricten all that shit when it comes to for different countries and stuff. But like, do you think because you got some people that say, Josh, that World War III might happen? What do you think about
Mm.
that? What do you think about that?
I wouldn't say this is the thing. They stopped declaring conflicts as wars
Mm,
10 years ago.
yeah.
Like Syria was a war, fighting ISIS was a war. They stopped calling them war. They call them I forgot what they fucking call them now. I'm stuck like I'm halfway driving. I just took a turn down a highway because I'm just doing a float drive. It helps me think and talk.
Yeah.
But they're just like little conflicts like within the region. I don't know
Mm.
what you'd call them. I have to get back here. But I got the word on the tip of my tongue and it won't fucking come out.
Yeah.
But
I don't know the word either. Yeah.
but pretty much it's just like they will never call it World War III, but there'll probably
Mm.
be about 20 conflicts happening at one time
Yeah. Yeah.
very soon. Like China, they're itching for war with China.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I don't think China really done anything bad. To me, it's like bigger government agencies, like the Center for Disease Controls, and like
Yeah.
they backpedaled security measures when it came to like they're weaponizing pandemics back in 2012, 2013, digging up Spanish whalers trying to get the Spanish flu
Mm.
like out of them to weaponize it. And they were saying they're trying to create antibodies and like different vaccines and different cures.
Yeah.
But everyone was saying like, why would you even bother weaponizing them? Like, because now you're creating the problem and a solution instead of just waiting for the problem to occur and creating a solution.
Yeah.
Which I know prevention is better than cure, but if you're part of your creating the prevention is creating a worse fucking problem, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something stinks on that.
Yeah. It's kind of yeah. I know what you mean. Like it's just I just feel like they'll probably put people on the line, just try to get a vaccine going up or something like that. It's just it's scary to think about from what's to come. But yeah, it's always been like a question to everyone. It's like, oh, World War III is gonna happen and stuff and all that stuff. But
I think if they can avoid it, they will. But
mm,
like I said, there'll be like minute conflicts around everywhere, and they'll like soon people are going to get sick of even getting told what to do and pushed around by the government. And then there'll be some little uprisings or whatever
mm,
you want to call them. And then the government's going to have to come in with the big boot and put it down on people.
mm.
And then that's when some World War shit might happen. But they won't. It won't get called World War until like you're fucking right in the middle of it. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also to kind of like add on to the question is, do you think China's the one to blame? Who is to
Uh,
blame in general? Like, who do you think we gonna start pointing fingers at? Because as you see, China's practically given up on
I think
Australia
pointing the
with the one.
finger is it doesn't even help pointing the finger.
Mm,
I think it's better to just deal with the problem because we know what it is now.
yeah,
There's no point. What the fuck's it saying where it's come from? It could, and in this day and age, you could release a virus anyway. You're telling me the CIA doesn't have an ability to to kind of fucking drop some shit like that in the middle of Wuhan and make it look like it was China's fault.
Yeah,
I think China just kind of
definitely.
scrambled and handled it the best they could.
Mm.
And if you think about their population size, like they were lucky enough to even handle it the way that they did.
Yeah,
Like it could have gotten way more out of control. And I think they kind of just caught the ball falling, just like everyone else did. They didn't want to come out and say this is a problem. I didn't think they knew it was a problem yet until it got really big. And by
mm.
that time, there's enough people moving in and out of China around the world where it's just already been spread. To
Yeah.
be, I think it was some upper echelon shit happening.
Yeah, I feel like there's someone upper that we're just not, noticing, and just people are just obviously pointing fingers to the,
Yeah.
or where it was made. Sorry, where supposedly
Well, if
assumably
it's
started.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even if it originated from there, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's from there. You know what I mean? It just
yeah,
means that's where their first cases were identified. Like,
because
and then they got to
yeah,
find the source, and then
yeah,
everything like it's and that's a big fuck around.
mm,
And these people, they can't even they couldn't they couldn't organize a fucking a brothel. Half of these governments, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, how are they gonna find out where some fucking random dude ate? And this bat soup bullshit, I think, is
yeah,
just the biggest load of garbage ever. Like,
yeah.
not to
Just
mention
one
it
slope.
was.
Yeah, fucking yeah.
No, it was a story in a movie from 2011 called Contagion. It's
Mm.
literally lifted word for word from that fucking was it Matt Damon fucking movie?
Fuck, really?
But
Contain.
go look up Contagion, bro. I
Uh,
watched it. My missus put it on. My missus is Taiwanese, and they took all this stuff heaps seriously. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because of the SARS epidemic. So this movie Contagion came out after the SARS epidemic. Do me a
yeah.
favor, cuz. Go and watch that movie tonight, and
$2011.
tell me you don't want to kick your TV through the fucking wall and feel insulted because the government is just pissing in everyone's face and thinks we're all dumb cunts.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Because
I'm watching that. Yeah, okay, yeah, hundred
watch
percent.
that because you'll see it and you'll be like, I can't believe they thought we were this dumb just to buy a narrative
I
lifted
just feel
straight
like
out of a movie.
everyone's, when it comes to that, a lot of people are gullible and all that, and obviously they're pointing the fingers toward the Chinese and stuff. And I just feel like as a colony, or like as humans, we should all work together and stuff and just
And
tackle
that's
it.
kind of where we're at in the world. We got to be,
Yeah,
and we got the means to do that. We got the internet. We can kind of
yeah,
do that.
exactly. I just don't feel
These
like we're not going to benefit from pointing the finger, say, oh, China and all this racism that's happening
exactly.
in America and
Well,
shit
this
against,
is
you know,
it's just old school tactics. This
yeah,
is what was his name? It was Goebbels, who was the head of he was like not promotions, like he was head of marketing for Hitler kind of thing. You know what I mean? This guy said a lie told 1,000 times
oh,
eventually becomes the truth. He's his whole thing was pushing agendas through the media and shaping perspective through like mediums
mm,
of media. So like the movies and everything like that. So they use those avenues to kind of dehumanize the
yeah,
Jews, and that's kind of what made it easier
mm,
when the dominoes started falling for people just to be like, yeah, fuck these dirty Jews, you know what I mean, and
yeah,
start jumping on the
exactly, yeah,
bandwagon. And
exactly.
this is what they're doing with
Yeah,
the
it's
Chinese. Is
pretty much a
for the past
bandwagon. Yeah, hundred
yeah
percent.
for the past 5 years, Facebook's been going on a fucking dehumanizing campaign, pushing the whole dog eating festival and all that shit.
Yep.
Not everyone does that, but they're
Yep.
pushing so much of that in the media. Some random Asian bitch eating a sea slug alive. Like I
Yep.
don't know, these random videos pop up on my YouTube feed and Facebook
Yep.
feed.
Yep.
I'm not
Hundred
looking for this,
percent. Yeah. 100%.
but
Yeah.
and it's just like it's a way of changing our perspective when it comes to them and culturally dehumanizing them. So we're like, fuck these people like animals. They eat bats and shit anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. It's
and
just.
people are so quick when the
Yeah.
dime drops just to jump on the bandwagon and be like, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. It's like
Because
the.
people are
Yeah.
scared, and it's easy to act dumb when you're scared. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly, and it's like a defense mechanism. Like, okay, if
Exactly.
you say to anyone like a Chinese person, you say, "Oh, you eat dogs and shit," like they've just been categorized. It's this one spot in China just say, "Oh, they eat dogs and stuff," and they already categorize the whole China to fucking do it, and that's what
Do you know how many
pisses me
countries
off.
eat dogs?
Yeah,
You said you're
yeah,
Filipino.
Filipinos, yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
yeah,
my Filipino
yeah,
mate. He used
yeah.
to love eating
Yeah,
dogs.
my uncle, Renato, he loved eating dogs, bro. He fucking
But it's
loved
still
eating it.
meat. It's just because
Yeah,
in our culture we
exactly.
put this little fuzzy fluffy name to it,
Hmm.
and kind of a sign of the personality and the place in our home.
Yeah.
And then we can't stand seeing anyone. People eat horses. You know what I mean?
Yep, people
In
eat
France, they eat
horses.
fucking horse. Like, what do you want?
Yep,
You're gonna go out and
horses,
start
zebras,
fucking.
fucking everything, mate. Pretty much, you're not gonna. What are you gonna do about it? Like that's what I said. It's like it's fucked how people are categorized in different spots and stuff, and I just feel like, that's the problem with with the world and stuff. It's like we categorize this one certain aspect, like okay, with the dog eating and stuff. Okay, the whole of China is eating dogs. Okay, that's one. That's not true. It's like one part of China that they do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like even I have a joke about, like, Filipinos, they eat dog, like, straight up. There's no lies about it. They fucking do. And
But it's not about like what they specifically do. It's just like what I hate seeing is how they will generalize and they'll push that perspective so hard through the social media and all that.
yeah,
And it's just how quick people are to be like, yeah, fuck you. Even like, okay, there are some Jewish people like, fuck these Chinese people, and it's like, man, you out of anybody should be critical of how the government shapes people's perspective of, like, other people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
that's what happened to you guys in fucking Germany back in the 30s. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a big blame game, and I think there's bigger parties at play.
Mm.
Chinese just fall prey to the whole situation,
Yeah,
just like the rest
exactly.
of
And
us.
it just breaks your heart as well, because you, like, half of my mates are Chinese and stuff, and we all have jokes and shit like that. But when you see, like, videos over the world and people getting, harassed in public about it,
Oh, bro, that burns me.
like,
I get nervous when my missus goes out by herself just in
yeah,
case
that
a
scares me
fucking
as well,
redneck
because
dog tries to
yeah,
pull that
yeah,
shit.
exactly, because you always got that one cunt. It's like every time when I go to fucking Parrot, there's always this one fucking junkie Aussie that says something that's racist or something like that. But like
I'm hanging
that's
for
what
that to happen.
I'm just ready to fucking do something, because with my mom, she's like she's so fucking small. She's a little Filipino woman. She's fucking bless her heart, love her, and
But at
she's
the end of the day, wait, you're Koori as well. You know what I mean? We're Koori.
yeah,
And Aussies should identify that they came to this fucking country just like any other immigrant
yeah,
did, except you
exactly,
did it 200 years earlier than any other
yeah,
time.
exactly.
Not
It's
just that, you brought worse diseases.
yeah,
There's a whole conspiracy theory saying that they released smallpox and stuff into the Aboriginal population. They used the early convict ships
mm,
to spread out and spread because they went through Gorge country in the west, like out near Blacktown and all that, and fucking up near the Hawkesbury,
yeah,
and there were just thousands of dead Kooris who just recently died during early colonization, and they reckon that maybe it was biological warfare, and they sent diseased convicts in to interact with the
mm.
Kooris and then spread disease. So the fucking Aussies are just as bad as fucking anyone. They
Yeah,
can't point the
exactly,
finger
and
and be
it's
like,
just
oh, get out of my
it just
country, you can't
yeah,
this and that.
exactly. It just breaks your heart,
That fucking,
because
they
like you
wear little
opened your
nose.
borders, and this is what I love about Australia is everyone is different. Everyone's got a different religion.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a different culture. Sorry, religion and nationality. And fair dinkum, I love people that are from Sri Lanka. I
Yeah,
love the
man.
characters of different people, because I'm blessed. I got two mates, Nyasha and Leroy, the fucking Zimbabwean, the sickest cunts I've ever met.
Yeah.
It just breaks my heart to see in
Well,
Facebook and all that
variety's the
stuff.
spice of life. Like,
Yeah,
you're the
exactly.
perfect example. You're Philo, Aussie, Aboriginal. What else you got in the mix there? You know
Fucking
what
a
I
whole
mean? Like,
family, Italian,
you,
everything, bro,
yeah,
everything.
exactly. Like, it's. Do you know how boring Aussie food was before ethnics got here? All they did
I
was
could
boil and bake
imagine.
shit.
Oh,
The lady, when we first moved in the 80s, when we moved out to Campbelltown,
mm.
the lady next door, she didn't know what garlic or zucchini was.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
fuck.
Like, that's it. She flavored everything with
Shit,
onion.
bro, I couldn't fucking.
Beautiful woman, but she couldn't cook for shit.
I just
Straight
couldn't.
up.
I
Honey
just
calm.
couldn't imagine it. It's like compared to like food now. It's like if it wasn't for these cultures that come to Australia, it's like fucking hell. We wouldn't really have this food, would we?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just that's why I'm saying with like all the Facebook racism and stuff. It breaks your heart seeing like people that can speak their own language in public, and
Mm,
some people are bothered by that. Like, why don't you speak English and stuff? And
yeah,
that can go both ways. Maybe they're saying something inappropriate, but no, they're just doing their own shit. You see like exchange students and all that getting harassed
yeah.
over that stuff, and that's why it goes back to my mum. Like, what happened if I don't know that my mum's actually experienced racism in our community one day, and I'm not there because I'm just waiting for something like that to happen because
That's it. It's exactly. I think the exact same way, cuz.
yeah,
Like, I'm the
because like
exact
I
same
just think
way.
about it because my mum
My missus
is
is really Asian,
yeah,
and she's got a
yeah,
really Asian
I've
accent.
seen yeah, I've seen your missus. I was about to say like I never knew
And
you had one, but
no, just because of all this shit, it gets
yeah,
me worried. Like, I'm all
yeah, of
switched about
course,
with me, because if someone
yeah,
says something, I'll question on them. You know what I mean? I'll put it to
yeah,
them.
exactly, yeah,
But when she's by herself, she's just a little thing. You know what I mean? She's like 50 fucking
yeah,
kilos. And if
exactly.
I've seen like these stupid gronks. She's corrected me. She's 40 kilos. Big fucking diff. But like, you see these gronk fucking dykey Aussies or these massive fucking bogans just going off,
Mm,
and they don't give a shit if they're women or not, or you know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Just
And they just, I don't know, they've got this sense of fucking how's-o entitlement. Like,
yeah,
they're meant to be here.
yeah,
But it's
like
like,
this is
nah,
their
mate,
fucking lands. Yeah, exactly. They
you
just
just You're just fortunate enough to fall out of the right cunt on the right fucking patch of
Yeah,
dirt. That's
yeah,
all.
fucking exactly. It's just that's what scares me. It's like my mum is Filipino, and Filipino women are usually, small, and they're just so they're vulnerable to,
Yeah, man.
racism and
Yeah.
stuff, and they can't fend for themselves. That's what breaks my heart. It's like I could imagine one instance is some cunt, fucking out of his mind and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
speak English or go back to your country and shit." That shit just fucks me up and stuff.
Yeah,
Some
bro.
it's just that's why I pray to it that will never happen. I know my mum would stand up for herself, but like I'm just waiting for that moment, Josh, when some
But
cunt
you just
pulls
don't need
shit
to
like
live in
that.
a world where that even crosses your mind. You know what I
Oh
mean? And
yeah,
that's
exactly.
fucking
And
just
it's
shit
scary,
go.
and it fucking shocks you when some cunt from like you're just doing your own thing and it's
And
never
you know
happened
what I
to you.
love doing? And this
Well,
is one thing you got to pull straight away. When you talk to an Aussie, and I'm sorry, any Aussie who's listening to this, I love pulling on you motherfuckers. It's one of my favorite things to do. Is when someone comes up to me and they say, "Whereabouts are you from, mate?" I turn around and I go, "I'm Aboriginal, mate. Whereabouts are you from?" You know what I mean? Fucking love it. They start like,
fuck.
they start stuttering. They sound like a teeth stroke.
Fucking hell, Josh. Nah, that's good. That's good. That's good, bro. That's really good.
Just pull that one.
Nah, I just feel like it's just fuck. Like I have a couple of Aussie mates and stuff, but like at the same time, you always got those handful of fucking howzo
There's
cunts that
one of
kind
the
of
best,
yeah.
my next door neighbours I grew up with, they're like my second family.
Mm,
Deborah and Bruce Jones. Oh, I shouldn't have said the last name. Anyway, gives a shit.
yeah.
But
Okay. So,
they're
yeah.
the most beautiful people. I fall on the sword for them all day. The most Aussie up and down people you've ever met, but they're straight up. I never heard them breathe like a dirty word about any cunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never heard them say anything racist. Never. They're the most beautiful Aussie. They're what I love about Australians. You know what I mean? They are
Yeah.
the Australians that I love.
Yeah. Because you
They're
always
not
got
the ones we're
yeah.
talking about. You know
Yeah,
what I
because you
mean?
got these two categories when it comes to Australians. You got the Australians that are just they're lovely, they're respectful, and you can relate to them and stuff. But you always got the other handful of them that feel like they own the fucking place and they kind
Oh
of
yeah.
say who's gonna be
These
here
these
and
are
all
the
that
other
stuff.
ones. So I've got the Joneses. They're the
Yeah,
ones who you could never get them to breathe a bad word about somebody.
yeah.
And then you got these other gronks. I don't know what you could call them.
Fucking
I'll come up with a name. We'll call them fucking
oh,
Dazzers. You know what I
yeah.
mean? A bunch of
Dazzes and
Dazzers.
Shazzes. Yeah, pretty
Yeah, a couple
much.
of Dazzers
Yeah,
and Shazzers. They fucking they got that self entitled feeling,
yeah,
and they fucking. Hang on, sorry, I'm just fucking
yeah.
got off a
All good,
turn.
bro. All good. All good. All good.
I just realised I need to grab some fuel. I was running low, and I was about to miss the station.
Fuck. Make sure you keep an eye on it. Don't want to,
No, no, that's
talk
it.
for a whole time and then just make sure that you don't fucking you break down halfway to the fucking servo. Yeah, continue
No,
what you're
what were we
saying
saying?
about the just this whole Shasha and Dazza shit about the
Oh yeah,
whole
the different Aussies. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah
then you got the ones who are just what they do. These are the Aussies who. Okay, so I've got dark skin,
yeah
and if I'm around a solitary white person, you won't hear any fucking racist shit. You
yeah
could be around two Shazzes and Dazzers, you might not hear nothing. If you get a third Shaz and Daz in the mix, for some reason, these cunts get the balls and they'll start dropping black cunt. These fucking
yeah
they
fuck
the
bro.
Shaz and Daz group love to get racist when they got the numbers on their side.
Oh yeah, I
You know
just
what I
feel
mean?
like they think it's funny and shit because the boys are there. Almost will crack a joke about this guy's fucking skin
Yeah,
color. Yeah,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen that
yeah.
happen. It's been like that in high school and stuff. Like when you talk, it's like with you know this one person and stuff. But when he gets his boys with him, he completely changes it. He starts saying some dumb shit,
Yeah, brother.
and
And cunts like that, those Shaz and Daz, you got to nip them in the bud.
yeah,
I used to, when I was younger, I used to let it go because I'm like, maybe they just don't know. I've learnt people like that. You got to teach them the hard
yeah,
way and put them on the spot in front of everybody.
yeah.
And it's like, what's your fucking go, cunt?
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to some can't pull on the bus because I see all these videos, some white fucking bimbo old Sheila talking shit about these exchange students or something. I'm just waiting for someone to,
Yeah,
talk to or make fun of my mum or just anyone that's who I'm with that is not of color or anything, and say some dumb shit. I'm just waiting for it, Josh.
but how
Really,
dumb is it? Like, how sad is it that no one gets up and does
I
anything?
just
Like,
feel like I
I
just
would
feel
have thought
like
like half the bus would have gone up and start putting the boots into them. It's
yeah,
just fucking,
exactly.
it's
Because you always got
putrid,
those.
mate.
Because I feel like once you record it with your phone, you're kind of not really in the right here. You're kind of
No,
recording
you're a
it, but you're not.
participant.
Yeah, you're a participant. You're not really okay. You should like get your phone out and scold some shit. Just say some stuff. Don't just sit there and watch this guy get harassed. Like
Yeah,
that's what I hate most about these with these videos on stuff. Like you're recording someone getting harassed. Are you gonna
yeah,
do something, or are you just trying to
yeah,
get clout and try to get attention? Like that's what
yeah.
pisses me off about the social media thing about people getting harassed in public. And it just breaks my heart because, as you think, what happened if Josh, if you were there, you would have fucking said something or fucking knocked the cunt
Oh,
out
100%.
straight out.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just wish people stepped up when it comes to that because I know the difference between, sometimes you might say as a bit of a joke or, with racism, so you can say a little bit of a joke, by yourself. But when it comes to like, if you're kind of like really meaning it and like you really think that this certain color or something like that is just, yeah,
That's it. Well,
that's
they
how I
say,
feel
what is
about
it?
it.
70% of truth in jest. So it's like you're either talking from that 70% when you're saying a joke, or you're talking from that 30%.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean?
like with me, like I make fun of Filipinos, and I'm Filipino myself as a joke. Because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say, oh, you say like, what we
I
fucking
love
pick
making
bananas and
racist
stuff.
jokes.
Like
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
it's comedy. But if you're
Yeah.
just kind of,
But there's
um,
a time and a place,
yeah,
and there's
like just say
appropriate
if
moments for it.
yeah, exactly. If there's like a new person that comes to school and stuff, and you're kind of isolating that person because of his skin color or a certain nationality, that's a no go for me. Like that's
Yeah.
straight up. That's not
Or if you're
funny.
creating, see, me and my mate used to
Yeah.
crack like the worst jokes you could imagine. Like if someone heard
Oh, I
it,
could imagine, bro, with me.
they'd
Yeah.
fucking, they'd probably send me to a mental institution or something. But I know with my mate, I can say that outlandish shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like make a rape joke or some shit, and he'll
Yeah.
get it. Where I wouldn't say a joke like that with any other
Oh
fucking
yeah,
person.
exactly.
You know what I
Because
mean?
when
Because they don't
yeah,
understand.
exactly.
I'm completely
Because with
joking.
my boys, they say the dumbest shit in the world. They say a lot of
Mm,
racist, a lot of couple racist stuff to each other. Like I got a black friend named Jacob. He lets some of us say the N word and stuff,
yeah.
but we wouldn't go out there and use it like it's our ordinary, word for our vocabulary. We're not gonna
Yeah.
say, oh, the N word this and all that N word that. But at this, yeah, it's just the same thing with that. It's like he lets us say it with him, but that shouldn't change how we speak to other people by saying the N word.
Yeah.
So that's what some people get it mixed up and stuff, and that's what I kind of generalize myself when it comes to what from being funny and from being straight out blatant racist, and that's what kind of when it comes to Australia and stuff, like you always got those handful of people that they're straight up racist, and the others that could be joking and stuff, but yeah, yeah, so that's good, that's good. Let me see. What type of life did you have, Josh, as a kid? What type of lives did we have as kids? As I wrote down here. What are you? What type of kid were you, Josh? We
Oh, we're pretty wild child. Like we got a
yeah.
lot of freedom when we were young, which was
Mm,
fucking we're blessed with. We're lucky. Like our parents kind of left us to our own devices and just looked
mm,
after us. But and I had two older sisters and an older brother, and so that always made things interesting.
yeah, can imagine.
But
Yeah.
it was. I think I didn't really want for nothing when I was growing up. Like it was, I can't complain much. Like we weren't rich, we didn't
Mm,
have it all, but it could have been a lot worse, and I'm grateful for what we had.
yeah, and especially when you have your family, that's kind of the main part. And
Yeah.
I kind of did like I wanted to ask you this question, but I didn't want to make you sound like you're an old cunt because
No, no,
like
I'm
oh
turning into
15
an old
years.
guy. I'm 33, bro. Like, fuck, it's getting there.
Yeah, but yeah, with me, like I'm only 18. I still kind of feel like I'm kind of old, but I don't want to put put
You're a
myself in
pup,
that.
baby. Relax. You're fresh out of fucking. You might as well just dropped out of your mum, bro. You're sweet. Your first steps right
Exactly.
now.
So that's why you got people 19, 19 and 20 years of age saying like, "Oh, I feel old and shit," but like,
It's hilarious. I used to be one of those kids. I was
yeah,
one of those.
yeah, because I got fucking friends that got like old man tendencies
Yeah, I was gonna say,
now.
but it just means you're mentally more mature than most. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. And you know, with my upbringing, I'm blessed to have mix of both Filipino and Australian.
Yeah, man.
And
You got a sweet mix.
no, I'm just so grateful to have a family because with obviously for family and also with Australian. So I lived with my my mom, my brother,
Hmm.
my dad, and then with my pop, William Pittman, fucking one of the best people to talk to, and his sister Josie, Auntie Joe, and for you, that's your
Yeah.
grandmother, and for you to have that extended family, because for you, you're like you're my cousins. But like, how do I explain? Because my see, this is the problem with our family tree. It's
This
like,
is what I mean. This is what I get to. I just say when everyone's like, "How does it work?" I just go,
yeah,
"I
it's
don't need to
cousins.
explain to you, motherfuckers.
Pretty
It just
straightforward.
works." You
Yeah, it
know
just
what I
works. It's like yeah,
mean?
because like my dad's
You're my
aunt,
cuz
yeah,
because it gets all complicated, and
yeah.
that's nothing we need to
Like
discuss
I
on a
just it's
podcast.
just it's pretty much straightforward. You're my cousin. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
that's
it.
it.
And that's what I just generally put it to. I don't want to kind of say, oh, he's my cousins, or yeah, all that shit.
Yeah,
Nah, no
because
ancestry.com
me,
shit.
like
Nah,
I used to do
definitely
that
not.
with Christian and that, you know what I mean? And
Mm,
that shit just gets, that's just fucking It gets old and annoying.
Yeah, of course it just pisses you off because you get one part wrong and you just fucking
Yeah,
yeah. But I'm just blessed to have mix of everything really,
yeah,
and
man.
you kind of I kind of get the best of both worlds from Italians. You could say I'm a bit Aboriginal because back in the old my grandfather
What do
was
you
a bit of
mean, Pittman? That's where you get it from, brother.
yeah, pretty
Don't know
much.
that shit.
Yeah,
Do you
I
know the
mean,
whole story there? You asked. I was gonna say Uncle Bill. You asked Poppy Bill.
yeah, I need to fucking
The
ask
story there.
him. Yeah, I need to
Ask the
ask him
story,
all
mate. He was
about
an
it.
interesting dude. His name's John Pittman. He copped a shell in World War II in fucking North Africa. They got the
Yeah.
shrapnel all through him.
Jesus, yeah, I
He done it. He had a
fucking
hard run.
I wish I asked Uncle John then at that time, but that's when I was young. But I'm glad to have met Uncle John, before he went.
Not Uncle John, yeah. You, I'm pretty sure it's grandfather.
But Pop, I don't
Bill's,
know.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll probably,
Pop's dad.
yeah, I'll probably have to ask him about how
Ask
his
him.
dad was. Yeah,
I'm pretty
like,
sure he's. But I don't know because it gets complicated with that shit.
oh yeah,
But
especially, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I would
if you
love
want,
to
we'll
ask
talk
him.
afterwards. I can fill you in a little bit because there's one thing I copped a lot. I used to ask a lot of questions growing up, and I got a lot of information.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of things I kind of want to, find out and stuff. Like, because I know, like, oh, my dad, I found out, like, my dad's got a little bit of German in him. Like, it's all this shit, and I just want to kind of, like, find out the main things and stuff. And,
Yeah, man.
but no, I was just blessed to have every nationality, pretty
A bit of
much.
variety,
And,
yeah.
life was hard after, a few instances when, with the family members and stuff, with my
Yeah,
brother
man.
passing,
Yeah.
about 10 years ago and stuff, and that was hard for my family. But again, when you have each other, that's probably the strongest thing you need at that time.
That's it.
And I know I definitely changed after because they said when it comes to deaths and stuff, you get stronger mentally. Well, if and just a lot of things can be said about it, but I feel like I've grown into a man now from all that crying and stuff, and you
Well, I think
know,
nothing. I think there's nothing in life that will force you to grow quicker than death.
yeah, exactly, and when because that's why I said when I messaged you about these past 2 years was just the hardest, all that stuff, and
Mm.
kind of sidetracking here, but with high school and shit, they kind of put pressure on you, and I was scared with the HSC and stuff, and
Yeah, dude.
when Uncle Phil passed away
Yeah.
unfortunately, and that it did, it affected me obviously, but if it's something that doesn't really affect you that much, you gotta think about your other family members, and it kind of puts you down as a person, to see your family members, all distraught and upset and stuff.
Yeah.
And that year was just a fuck fest because it was just I just couldn't believe that it was all said and done when it come to school and shit, and I didn't take it for
Yeah.
granted. Um, but same thing with you, Josh. I was about to I have to ask you as well. Is like, do you wish you went back to school and stuff, or
There's kind of things I wish I'd done different,
yeah,
but I wouldn't want to change the path that I walk because it made me
yeah, who you
sound
are
so
now?
fucking gay. It sounds like an Oscar speech,
Nah,
but
exactly. Yeah, it kind of.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
can't.
pretty much what it is. If it wasn't for what you did back then, it's who you are now.
Yeah.
And exactly, that's what I say to people as well. It's like, yeah,
I
I
could
don't
be
really
better
change
off.
much,
Don't get me
and
wrong. I could
yeah,
have made some other
exactly.
decisions that
A
could
lot
be
of
better off.
outcomes could have, better outcomes could have came for, both of
Shit, I
us.
could be a lot worse off as well. I can't say I didn't make some good decisions.
Yeah, we all make decisions that we end up regretting and thinking about, and
That's it.
that
That's
might be
life.
bad, and then yeah, it's just that's how life is. But
That's how you learn.
back with the family, it's been pretty good now, and just kind of steadying myself to adulthood. And another question here is Josh is what advice would you give to me while transitioning from a child, well, someone from high school to adulthood? Like, what are some of the key factors in your experiences that I should
Um,
know?
I'll say advice for little Matty P.
Yep.
You gotta stay true to yourself,
Mm,
brother,
yeah.
and
100%.
always listen to your gut.
Yeah.
It's not like not the bad feeling. You know that little ball of light inside of you, that real
Yeah.
Matty.
Yep.
You cannot ignore that motherfucker when he's talking to you. If you do,
100%.
you end up stepping in life's dog shit like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
You think you
exactly.
know better, just listen to that gut and stay true to yourself. If you're
Yeah.
thinking you're about to do something, this isn't me, you say, fuck that, I'm not doing it. Doesn't matter who you're pissing off, you stay true to yourself and do
Yeah.
what you want to do. Follow your dreams.
Exactly, because the same thing it goes with with the huge back to the YouTube videos and stuff. Like I don't want to change as a person, and me putting these videos out, I don't want to forget who I actually am. I want to
Yeah,
be the same person, forever. I don't want to be, doing these podcasts and then in 10 years time I'm just some cunt that isolates himself just working. I just want to
yeah,
be that one guy that just stays true to himself, and that's what I, admire a lot. That I want that to happen. I don't want to change as a person, and of course, people have to change for the good or better, but when it comes to, who you actually are, how who you actually are, I know people that known me since preschool and stuff, and I just don't want them to have a a different outlook on me. I mean,
yeah.
it is what it is, but
Well, you seem to be one of those true souls, so I don't think that will
yeah,
change as long
because
as you don't ignore it and you don't
yeah,
like.
100%. Because I don't want to act like I'm that perfect kid that it was all that stuff, but you've always had these couple of people, yeah, you've had these experiences in high school and stuff like people. I thought I've had a couple of people that I put my time into, and I thought that certain things that some things could have came out better, but does Josh, have you ever had like a few people that you put your time into, and I mean it could be like an ex or something, and you end up
I
like
mean, people you give energy to that don't give fucking energy back.
yep, and
Yeah,
yeah, there was an it
vampires, my
yeah,
brother.
yeah, that's that's what scares me the most. It's like they pretty much true to you, but like once the other people start talking about them and stuff, and that happened to me when I had a friend for nearly 3 years and stuff, and I
Mm,
thought that she stayed true to me, and I was the first person to always call her if anything's bad or the Snapchat
help her
shit,
out. Yeah,
and
yeah,
say like, oh, I'm having a bad time. Like I'll be there first for her, and like if she generally felt sad, like I felt bad myself as well
yeah.
for her, and
See, and you're young, you know what I mean? You're still
yeah,
learning the ropes with energy giving.
mm,
You don't give energy when it's not given back. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You reap what you sow in this world, and if you're not reaping something from what you sowed, just fucking stop sowing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because I've
So
had a recent experience with with that when I left school and stuff. I'm not gonna say who the person was, and
mm,
but it was a female, and
they usually are.
yeah, as they usually are with girls. Like that's why it's hard to. That's another question that's coming up. It's like, but with women these days, women do lie, 100%. I'm not saying women are all liars,
Women are
but
pieces of shit these
yeah,
days, and they
yeah,
want a fucking knight in shining armor. It's fucking a joke.
exactly,
They
and
want to be the biggest whores and then get
I
treated
mean,
like a
probably
fucking
in
queen.
your school, did you go to a unisex school? You went to both
Yeah, yeah,
genders, right?
like,
Okay, just making sure.
yeah.
And there was probably a lot of females that probably just cared about, giving ass out, and that's pretty much it, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there was a few. You know what I mean? There were
Mm,
some like that, and there was some that weren't. Like in my school generation wasn't too bad.
yeah, that's
We had
why
some like,
I'm
but there were
grateful.
ones. There were ones that were a lot looser than others.
Oh
But
yeah,
I think that's like insecurities come into play. When you get older, you realize there's a lot more going on under the hood
yeah, that's why
than just
I
someone who
always
wants to
said,
get a bit of
you
dick. You
know,
know what I mean? It's about attention.
mm,
It's about wanting to feel love, and
yeah, exactly.
it's all that shit.
That's why I wish I was back in, at you and my brother's time, 10, like, 12, 13 years ago, when I felt like it's more like a community, and you all loved each other. Now everyone's like in my generation, sorry, it's all about people talking shit. Oh, she said
Yeah,
this, he said that.
you're very
Oh, he
isolated
snaked
and
out. It's
create
a
your
lot
little
of shit.
bubbles and that.
That's why I regret not taking people that actually, for granted. And I could admit when I was in year 7, year 8, I wasn't a leader. I was a sheep. I followed what
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, it happens, man. That's how
And
you learn to lead. You got to
yeah, and
follow
I,
a
and
bit
I can
before you
I can
learn what
easily
leading is.
admit that I rather make people laugh, and I could put that person down. But when
Yeah,
I gradually got older, I kind of realized, oh wait, these
this is
certain
the
people that
wrong
I
way to
thought,
be.
these people that I thought that were gay and nerdy and all that stuff, were people that I actually enjoy being with and that I love, and
Yeah,
they
man,
came
they're
for
like
me.
genuine good people.
Because with my group that I have now, you'll see whatever games or whatever shit that I play on YouTube,
Yeah,
that people know that I've distanced myself from this one group that just had so much fucking blabbering on, drama queen after drama queen. She said this, he said that, and I wish
those people don't have enough going on in life.
ex
That's
ex
why they need to
exactly,
find
and
some
and
drama.
that's what I said to them, Josh. It's like, mate, you're gonna have you're talking shit to each other. You guys gonna forget about each other after school. You guys not gonna see each other for another 30 or forever,
Yeah,
really.
man.
Don't
Yeah,
play
dude.
notice of that. Like, enjoy your time in year 12, and that's the problem that I had in last year, year 12. People were fucking having drama. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Just
man. It's gonna be
enjoy.
dead in a year.
Yeah, just enjoy your life. And some people are fair dinkum. I wouldn't be surprised if I'll see him in 7 News. They'll fucking one person dies or something. They like seriously. It's like just don't pay attention to the drama. Like that's why I regret hanging out with a certain group, and I wish I paid more attention to these guys that I'm with now. And that's kind of a regret that a lot of people have is not being a leader but being a sheep, and that's what I kind of want to talk to the younger years as well. I kind of sound like I'm a teacher or something, but I
No,
kind
but
of
you are. Everyone is. That's
yeah,
what you
but I
gotta
kind of
do.
want to tell younger years is like people trying to say shit and like try to put others down, just trying to be cool. And I can admit, year 7, year 8, year 9, I probably did some of that.
Come
And
on, man. I did some of that as well.
yeah,
You gotta find out what it is. You gotta
yeah,
find who you are. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You don't even
exactly.
know what cool is
And
when you
then
go
and
in
then when
there.
I wised up after the start of this year, I started connecting with some of the people I might have hurt, and I've always told them like, sorry for whatever I've done to you. The past is the past, I know, but I feel like I can grow as an individual by
Mm.
me telling you that I'm sorry for putting you down, or if you ever felt like you were alone or anything like that. But as I grown older, I kind of grown wise to it, and try not to be funny for the sake of being funny to make other people laugh. I mean, I love making people laugh, like of course, but when it comes to putting others down,
Yeah, there's always a time and a place.
100%, and that kind of you
Like,
know
cuz I hate to be a plug puller.
yeah,
I gotta jump out.
yeah, all
I gotta
good,
do some shit quick.
yeah,
Can
all
we
good.
part one this and then do a part two soon?
Yeah, when do you want to do part two, brother?
Whenever you want. Whenever you want. We'll queue it up. But I
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah, all good.
go and
Just,
do some
just,
shit
just,
right
yeah.
now.
Just tell me when you're available, because I don't want to call you while you're doing your shit. I
No,
don't
no,
want.
no. Sweet, sweet. We'll talk. We'll talk after this.
Okay, so
Re-
like, yeah, just,
put a cap on this one,
yep.
and
Okay, all
you
good.
round it up, and just say to be continued or something.
Yeah,
Include this. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
I don't know about you, but I didn't usually edit my podcast and that.
yeah.
But
But yeah, I just put them all together really into like a
yeah, yeah.
whole hour
So
podcast. But
just put a little recap when we
yeah.
finish hanging up, and then part one, and then we'll sort it out. I'll call you back in about 20 minutes.
Okay, all good, brother. All good, all good.
All
All
right.
right, see you
I'll
soon.
talk to you
All
soon,
right, bye
Kazi.
bye, bye
All
bye.
right.